Hey everyone, want to share a very disturbing story. So I flew to Vegas on JetBlue last night. When I got on the plane, I joked with all the flight attendants, it's normal, everything was fine. I sat down and I noticed that the flight attendant sitting right in front of me at the jump seat was wearing a Free Palestine pin. Also a Black Lives Matter pin and another pin, I don't remember what. And it upset me, but I decided, you know what, I'm not gonna say anything, it's not worth the debate. The girl next to me sits down, she's Jewish and might have been from Israel. And it upset her too. But I was like, you know what, it's not worth it, let it go. So opted not to say anything. And I know I have a Chai tattoo, and the girl and I who were sitting next to me, we started, talking about Israel and what's going on campuses. So then it was time for food service or drink service, and the flight attendant put on an apron and decided to move the Free Palestine pin to the apron, not the Black Lives Matter, the other pin she was wearing, just the Free Palestine one. And I took it as she was doing it on purpose. So still chose not to do anything, not engage. But I walked up to the front and I said to the lead, I said, are you the lead flight attendant? She said, yeah. I said, look, I just want to tell you I'm a frequent flyer and Mosaic member. It was just upsetting that, she wore that and then that she changed that one to the front of the apron, not the others. And I thought it was deliberate. And she said, okay, I'll speak with her. And I said, you know what? I don't want there to be an issue. Maybe, speak with her, but not now. Maybe you can speak with her after we leave the plane, maybe later on. Just talk about how maybe a little insensitive, maybe you feel uncomfortable. I deliberately didn't want there to be an issue. I go back to my seat. I've said nothing to this flight attendant the entire flight. Nothing. In fact, she wasn't even sitting in the seat. She was working the craft and maybe came down and sat 3 minutes, while we land. So I get up when we land to get off the plane, and as I'm walking off the plane, she's sitting there with someone in a yellow pinny. And she goes, him. He's the other one. So the guy goes, sir. So I keep walking because I don't know what they're talking about. And he goes, sir. I'm like, me? Yeah. He goes, I need to speak with you. About what? So we go to the top of the ramp. I go, what do you need to speak with him about? He goes, the disturbance you caused in the airplane. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, I need your boarding pass. I said, I don't have a boarding pass. He goes, and I'm going to need to see your ID. I said, I'm not giving you my ID. What are you talking about? He goes, you just caused a disturbance on the aircraft, so our pilot called down. I said, I didn't cause any disturbance. I'm not giving you my ID. He said, I'm going to call Metro PD. I guess Las Vegas police. I said, do so. So he gets on the phone and he calls the police and he says, I'm standing here with the passenger that caused the disturbance on our flight. Once he said that, I just walked away. I was not going to sit there while he makes up lies. Never asked me, didn't approach me and say, hi, sir, my name is Dave. I'm with JetBlue. I heard you were upset about something on the flight. Can we talk about it? Just came over to me demanding my boarding pass and ID because of disturbance I caused, which I did not. So I just left. So I get up this morning and I decided to check my JetBlue app. They canceled my flight home. Without telling me, no notice, they canceled my return ticket. So I called the Mosaic line, asked to speak to a supervisor. They don't have that. But she said to me, she's reading the notes. She saw that it was canceled. It said, Mr. Faust caused the disturbance on the flight, did not listen to flight crew instructions. Not true. There was no instruction I was given. Didn't listen to supervisor that met him at the gate. Yes, I did listen to him, then I walked away from him. Never identified who he was, demanded my ID, and treated me very rudely. So yes, I certainly walked away from him. And said, and Mr. Val said, everyone should go to Gaza so they could be killed. Again, not true at all. I had a conversation with the woman next to me who brought up, the LGBTQ queers for Palestine. And we had a quiet conversation, not addressing the flight attendant. I said, yeah, it's sad because if they went there, they would be killed. Had no communication with this flight attendant whatsoever. I specifically told the lead flight attendant that I didn't want her to speak to her while I was on the plane because I didn't want there to be a disruption. So they have lied. They've listened to her story, never asked me. Have canceled my flight home. This is JetBlue. I've been a Mosaic member for 10 years, a loyal flyer. I even I bumped into the guy sitting 2 seats away and got his name and number because he said, you didn't say anything, you didn't do anything, nothing. I literally did not say a word. This is what's going on now. It's one thing to happen on college campuses with kids who don't know what they're doing. This is now a corporation that, right or wrong, allows an employee to wear that pin, but then allows them to treat a customer that way and cancel my flight without telling me. Not a good look, JetBlue.